Good evening, friends. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to interact with all of you. Especially, I thank Girish Desai sir for having kindly requested me to take this session, and even Vadwa sir. I also thank Ketan Desle for supporting me in this Facebook Live. This is actually my first Facebook Live, and I'm pretty happy to interact with all of you. I've been associated with the Pimpri Chinchwad College for quite some time through the sister concerns like Nutan College. Coming to my personal background, I am an engineer from BITS Pilani and then work for a couple of consulting firms like PricewaterhouseCoopers and Cognizant Business Consulting. Then I did my MBA from IIM Kozhikode, and after that I have been in the education space for quite some time. Uh, currently I am associated with Larsen and Toubro L&T in the role of leading the learning and development initiatives. So we help all the executives of L&T in upskilling and reskilling. So I take care of that responsibility. Uh, Today I have been asked to talk on how people can learn in the modern days using various technologies, and how can you be relevant in this world which is changing so fast and so rapidly. None of us expected this kind of corona attack changing the way we live and the way we even teach. I'm sure many of you have been sitting at home and listening to a lot of lectures. Uh, Most importantly, this will have a lot of ramifications for the economy in general. And so, since the economy gets changed and the economy gets impacted, the way you will be applying for a job or the way a company will be recruiting people will also change. So I think what we should be covering today in the talk is how, as a student or as a faculty, today you can reshape yourself and become more relevant to the future. How do we come out of the old practices and stay relevant to what's happening around us? So that would be ideally what we would be talking about. I see a lot of people joining in suddenly now. So I've written down some points in my notes, and I'll probably even post a PPT after this talk so that I can share a lot of resources to all of you. Uh, like what are the websites and what are the various tools that you can go and access in order to obtain knowledge. Um, as I've always been telling, some of the students of my old students might be watching this. They must be already knowing that I always insist on the importance of time and how people utilize the time. So uh, please remember that time is the only commodity which you should be extremely protective of. Uh, if you do the math calculation, you have like 24 hours in a day, 168 hours in a week, 8,760 hours in a year, roughly about 5 to 5.5 lakh hours in the entire human being's lifespan, average lifespan, out of which one third goes to sleep and other activities. So what you really have as a 20-year-old person, average person age, who's watching this video is about 3 to 3.5 lakh hours of your lifetime left, which can be utilized. So please focus on your habits and how you spend your time. I see a lot of students spending time binge watching a lot of Netflix and uh, other TV series and stuff. At this age, of course, when we were in college, we also used to indulge in all these things. But having said that, you must ask yourself whether this is rewarding for you in the long run, because a company is not going to give you a job based on how many series you watched. If you are able to get into the film industry or the movie industry by watching the series, then good. Otherwise, most of this is not really value adding. So it's high time you people find out what's important to you and what's not important, and start prioritizing on what's actually important. So one major trend that I see all over the world in the form of learning is called something called social learning, or called peer-to-peer collaborative learning. Now, gone are the olden days where you were sitting in a class and your teacher used to read out some notes or lecture you out, and half of you won't even bunk the class because you find some of the teachers not really interesting enough. Now you have the plethora of choices with you. You have Facebook, you have an Instagram, you have YouTube, you have NPTEL, you have a lot of tools for you to start consuming knowledge from. Now that is also a risk because there's so much knowledge out there, you don't know what is good and what is junk. So now this is where social learning or peer-to-peer learning plays a very big role, because I will suggest, if you are in Pimpri Chinchwad College or any of the colleges, you can create one master Google sheet on drive, on the cloud drive, and share access to all your registered students. And then people can start collecting what are the good books that they read, what are the good YouTube channels that they watch, what are the good podcasts that people listen, what are the good book summary websites, who are the good professors in the world. You can start creating a database which is crowdsourced, where everybody is contributing and everybody learns from everyone. Like instead of one person collating all the data, the entire 5,000 or 2,000 odd students can add the data on the cloud, and then that could be the way of learning. Like, I'm sure many of you know this website called Quora.com. Quora.com is an extremely useful site when it comes to searching queries on things which you do not know. So you must go and start writing answers in Quora.com and start personally branding yourself in Quora, so that one day when your answers are real good quality, people will upvote your answer and you will be recognized by not only your peers, but you will also be recognized by employers. I know many companies which hire now not through resumes but through their LinkedIn profiles, by reading blogs, by seeing what is the content produced by the student online. So please watch out for what's happening. Start writing, practice the habit of writing and articulating your thoughts. I will also strongly recommend that you all maintain a big journal in your house, where you can, from morning 6 o'clock, from the time you woke up till the night around 10:30 or 11 when you sleep, you can start writing hour by hour what you did very honestly. When you do this for a period of 30 days, you will understand that you can clearly see patterns emerging on how you are spending your time, and then you will be able to find out where exactly the time is getting drained out, and you will be able to attack them more on a prioritized manner. Now having come to habits, if you see any successful human being or any successful businessman, you will see that they have a very very good set of habits which are value adding, habits which are more long term and not short term, habits which are more on deferred gratification and not instant gratification, habits which help others quality of life. So if you are able to enable others quality of life, you are definitely going to be more relevant, respected, as well as admired by people, and automatically you will start getting wealthy, you will start getting popular, you will start getting impactful. Now that personal branding comes by what you write on a blog, how do you answer queries on Quora, how do you probably tweet in Twitter, what are the kind of people you follow in Twitter. There's a plenty of things which you can do as a student to learn from each other, and as well as be a person who's going to help others learn better. A lot of people, I find them very secretive in not sharing information. Please understand, you are in the world where everything is available on the internet, so there's not much point in hiding information. You would rather form small social circles. In the industry, we call it communities of practice. You can form a set of 10 computer science engineers, a set of 10 civil engineers, a set of 10 chemical engineers, can form groups where you can start scanning the internet. It's called horizon scanning. You scan the internet for resources and start putting up on the cloud so that everybody gets to know that, hey, there is this very interesting website, there is this interesting YouTube channel, there is an interesting podcast. Now, for people who are more of startup oriented, and people who are interested in startups and what's happening in startups, I highly recommend this website called TechCrunch. Please start following them on Twitter. Please follow their website. Please download TechCrunch app. There is also this Y Combinator website which has a list of amazing startups in the world which are funded by a certain set of people. If you see Indian startups, there is a website called VC Circle. Then there is this website which is called Your Story. I'm sure many of you have been following Your Story. If you start watching and tracking these websites, you will be in the middle of very very smart people, and you will also be able to improve your quality of discussion with your peers. I see a lot of students coming in lunch break and biscuit break, coming and discussing about what a Bollywood star is doing or who the Bollywood star is dating. I am sure that kind of information is not really going to be very useful for all of you in your life, because the Bollywood star is still making the crores of remunerations that he or she is making through all this publicity. What you really need to know is, you need to compare yourself with your IIT peers, with people from other foreign institutes. You make a list of the top 10 or 100 universities or engineering institutes. Start following their YouTube channel, start following their Twitter channel, start following them on Instagram. If you want to do masters in US, start targeting which university you want to do. Now a lot of things are going to change, because even the entire university system is going to basically be challenged in many ways. Many of us are going to sit and attend classes online. So I strongly recommend a lot of these websites which I think they're putting up in the comments to be followed. I will also give you a list of podcasts which I think all of you should follow. Probably okay, one of my favorite podcasts are something, but okay, some of you might not even know what a podcasts are like radio talk shows which are available, where the smartest people are interviewed, and then you get to know what the smart people are thinking about. If you want to call a Bill Gates and have a 1 hour conversation with him, Bill Gates is going to charge 10 to 50 crores for just that 1 hour. You don't have so much money to invite everybody and talk. But Bill Gates' ideas and thought process are recorded free of cost, available on the internet. It is for you to go and grab the information. So for podcasts, please, if you are an Android phone user, start using, download this app called Google Podcast app. And there is also an app called Stitcher, which you can go and check out on Android. But Google Podcast is what I recommend. Google Podcast app helps you to get all the podcasts available on the internet, and you can, after you download the app, you can actually go to the search function and search the apps. You can even download some of the podcasts at home using Wi-Fi, and when you're traveling to office, when you're traveling to your college, when you're traveling anywhere to any destination, you can just plug into the podcast and listen. I know some of my IIM professors who used to listen to podcasts even while jogging, even while eating food during lunch breaks. One crazy professor used to have a Bluetooth speaker in his washroom and even listen to the podcast when he's taking a bath, because he doesn't even want to waste 15-20 minutes of his lifetime. A lot of you would say that I don't have time to do all these things. These are all very very difficult for us to follow, but you need to make the time, because you also have 24 hours and the richest man on earth also has 24 hours. It's how you utilize these 24 hours which is going to make a big difference. Now coming to podcasts, I strongly recommend a set of podcasts for all of you to listen. Number one, the first podcast I would recommend is Play to Potential. Play to Potential by Deepak Jairam. He's from IIM Ahmedabad. He is an ex-McKinseyite. McKinsey is considered the world's number one consulting firm, and he is also an MBA from IIM Ahmedabad. Very smart guy. He's made almost 60 episodes. I recommend each one of you to listen to each and every episode. It will definitely up your game and put yourself in a different pedestal, and will help you prepare for campus placements and become more knowledgeable. Play to Potential is the podcast name. Second podcast which I recommend is the Tim Ferriss Show. TIM Ferriss. Tim Ferriss Show. He is also another maverick who's interviewed almost 400 plus people and put a podcast over there. You please start listening to the Tim Ferriss Show one by one. Now, there is a very interesting podcast called The Farnham Street. FARNAM. Farnham Street. Farnham Street is a very, very interesting podcast, because people from diverse backgrounds come and contribute over there. And the beauty about Farnham Street, it's even a blog. Please go and check out the blog. They have something called mental models. Mental models are nothing but shortcut tricks. You don't need to do the entire thought process to come to a decision. How can you quickly arrive at a decision? They have made a list of more than 150 mental models. I strongly recommend all of you to type 150 the mental models Farnham Street in Google and start reading that article on the mental models. If you have the money to spare, please buy the book in Amazon called The Mental Models. It's called Super Thinking, if I'm not wrong. I'll probably share the exact book name. I also recommend one more podcast called Dreamers and Unicorns. Dreamers and Unicorns. Dreamers and Unicorns is something done by a person called Abhijit Baduri. He is considered India's #1 HR professional. He is an XLRI gold medalist. His name is Abhijit Baduri. He was earlier the Chief Learning Officer of Wipro. And it's a fantastic podcast where he interviews successful achievers and tries to uncover the habits which made them successful. Please strongly recommended podcast. Another podcast which I recommend is called Josh Talks. Josh Talks is also available on YouTube. So please go and check out Josh Talks. They interview a wide range of celebrities and achievers. Now, if you are a person who likes to follow entrepreneurship more deeply, there is this guy called Reid Hoffman. He was the founder of LinkedIn. Reid Hoffman. REID Hoffman. Now, Reid Hoffman was the founder of LinkedIn, and he, along with Peter Thiel is the guy who founded PayPal, and Elon Musk and Steve Wozniak. All of them were co-founders. There were 6 co-founders in that team. It's called the PayPal Mafia. Please Google search PayPal Mafia. And all the 6 of them started a $1 billion company. It's considered one of the most successful startups ever, and the founding team ever. So people who are interested in startups, please start tracking them and listen to this podcast called Masters of Scale. Masters of Scale by Reid Hoffman. Masters of Scale by Reid Hoffman is a fantastic podcast which I strongly recommend. Now, I will also probably share with Ketan a list of other podcasts which I personally follow and which can be circulated later. Coming to key personalities, why am I talking about all these podcasts and personalities to follow on the internet is, people typically think I learn only from my teacher, I learn only from my professor, I learn only from my college. But all those days are really, really gone. Now you learn from your mobile, you learn from the internet, you learn from WhatsApp, you learn from podcasts, you learn from books, you learn from your parents, from your family, from celebrities. You learn from everywhere. You don't learn only from the teacher. When my grandfather was alive, when he went to school like 60, 70 years back, he had to walk 8 kilometers to walk to the school. Today the school has walked and come to your pocket with a good internet connection and a decent mobile. You can access the knowledge which you really want to. As they say, the olden days, the resources were scarce and the desire was abundant. Today the resources are abundant. I see the desire to learn getting scarce. So I want to sensitize all of you that please take up all these resources which I share. They are not some random resources. These are resources which I personally consume. If at all today I am having whatever knowledge I am having today is all thanks to these kind of resources which I continuously consume. So people who want to improve their communication skills, go to YouTube, type TED Talks. Please watch every day one TED Talk and improve your English. People who are wanting to improve their general knowledge and communication, please go to YouTube again, type Talks at Google. Talks at Google has almost 4,000 plus videos of successful people, and each of them 1 hour each. You can improve your English as well as I have been repeating this many times, but I don't know how many people take it seriously. Your English is not going to improve by attending a 1 hour course on spoken English. Your English and communication, especially written communication, will improve only through practice. You need to start reading high quality blogs, high quality journals, high quality magazines, high quality internet resources, and I'm going to share a list of resources which you should be ideally following. So some of the key people you need to follow on the internet will be, number one is a person called Simon Sinek. Simon Sinek is the guy who wrote the book on Start With Why, and I think his TED Talk is the most watched TED Talk. I strongly recommend Simon Sinek for you guys. There's also this person called Robin Sharma. I'm sure you know this guy who wrote the book A Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. There is one very, very interesting guy on the internet, especially on Twitter, called Naval Ravikant. Naval space Ravikant. Just go to Twitter, download the mobile app and just follow Naval Ravikant. You just need to follow this one guy and almost all your life problems will get solved. He is the founder of the company called Angel List. Angel List is a website for all the startup jobs and startup data. In case you're looking for joining a startup, go to this website called Angel List. He does a beautiful job of cataloging all the startups in the world. Almost more than 10 lakh startups data is available in Angel List. You can even get the open jobs available there. And Naval Ravikant is the founder of that, and he has amazing ideas on what is the Bitcoin technology about, how is the world going to operate post COVID. He has a lot of ideas. Please start following him. His name is Naval Ravikant, Naval space Ravikant. Now, one of the leadership coaches whom I recommend all of you to follow is Marshall Goldsmith. Marshall Goldsmith is the guy who wrote the book What Got You Here Won't Get You There. Now, Marshall Goldsmith is hired by the Fortune 500 CEOs to advise them on how to run the companies. And it's an amazing content on leadership. So, at the age of 20, if you start consuming this content, slowly your maturity levels will increase and your aspirations will be way higher than what normally your people of your age will be aspiring for. Now, if you want to actually be the best in the society, check out what your age group IIT people are doing, what your age group people from best universities in the world like MIT in Boston, Massachusetts are doing, people from Stanford are doing, people from Harvard are doing. So just make a list of good MBA colleges and good universities and engineering universities which are doing good work. Please follow all their YouTube channels. Each and every US university has a very dedicated social media team which runs a good YouTube channel and a Twitter page and an Instagram page. Please go subscribe to them, start seeking knowledge. Do not just sit and chit chat with your other friends, because you have seen how the world is totally wrecked by corona. Most of us will be in the risk of becoming professionally obsolete. If we do not reskill, we might even lose our jobs. And for you guys who have not yet got your jobs, unless you exactly provide what the companies want, you will not be considered for a job. So please take all these recommendations which I am giving very seriously. People who are interested in learning about world history, world geography, there are nice YouTube channels for geography. It is called Geography Now. Is the YouTube channel Geography Now. For world history, I recommend this channel called Crash Course. crash course. So people who are interested in knowing how did China rise to such power and all that, you can go and check out those websites. Now you can also see a YouTube channel called the School of Life. The School of Life has amazing videos, especially short 4 or 5 minute videos on all aspects of depression, stress relief. How do you actually overcome anxiety? How do you overcome exam fear? A lot of that kind of content is available in the School of Life. Interpersonal problems. I'm sure at the age in your college, in your first year, second year, third year, you'll have a lot of interpersonal issues also. I'm sure most of that will get solved by watching videos in the School of Life. There is this person whom I also recommend called Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson is running a YouTube channel by the same name called Brian Johnson. He has reviewed more than 350 books, and he has made them into 15-minute summaries. So I strongly recommend people who are interested in knowledge accumulation, knowing what the best people in the world think, please go and watch this YouTube channel called Brian Johnson. Now I also recommend a list of book summary websites, extremely useful book summary websites like 4minutebooksummary.com. 4minutebooksummary.com. Almost 450 to 500 books are available free of cost. The summary version. 4minutebooksummary.com. Then there is also this Blinkist is one more website. Blinkist. All these are available in mobile apps also. Please go and check on Android and in Apple. For people who want to download podcasts, as I said, please download Google Podcast app. If you are in Apple, the app is called Podcast itself. Apple Podcast. And for book summary, you can also check one more website called getabstractsummary.com. Getabstractsummary.com. There is another website called Spark Notes. There is another website called Book Smarter. BOOKSMARTR. Book Smarter. There is a website called Cliff Notes. CLIFF Notes. There is a website called Derek Sivers. Please go and check out all these websites for top quality book summary resources. I also recommend a lot of book summary YouTube channels like Improvement Pill. Improvement Pill is a very good YouTube channel. MACAT Analysis, MACAT Analysis is a very good YouTube channel. There is also this very good YouTube channel called Fight Mediocrity. Then TED Ed is a nice YouTube channel. Many YouTube channels are available, but for spoken English, people who are really from Marathi background or people whose family don't speak English, if you want to improve your English, Let's Talk in English is the YouTube channel available in YouTube, with which you can improve your language. All the grammatical aspects are covered and thousands of videos are available. For campus placements, I know I have recommended some websites earlier to some of my students. Again, I am recommending Freshers World has a YouTube channel. You can go and check in Freshers World. There's a list of Government Adda is also one more YouTube channel which I strongly recommend. So a lot of you just go and be curious in exploring the YouTube channels. I will rather suggest you create a Google spreadsheet with all the 1,000 or 2,000 students available in your campus. Keep adding interesting websites to that list. Each one, if they add even one website, you will get 2,000 websites to learn from. And that is the future of learning. Even in companies, inside my company, we are encouraging that. Earlier, the content used to be available. The safety presentation only will be with the safety engineer. The quality presentation only will be with the quality engineer. Today what we are doing, we have uploaded all the training content to all the domains and functions. So what will happen, a quality guy can also access planning, a quality guy can also access safety concepts. Now this cross-disciplinary knowledge is all going to be relevant in the future, because if you just learn computer science, you will not be employable. You must learn computer science along with mechanical, computer science along with electrical, mechanical along with electrical, electrical along with chemical, This kind of cross-disciplinary knowledge will make you more employable. And when you read all these content and consume all this content, you will be so smart that when the companies come for internships, when companies come for campus placements, you will be miles ahead of your competition. It is because people do not do all these things and do not have good habits. They are not able to answer anything meaningful in their job placements and the internship assignments. If you are able to smartly find a list of 4 or 5 smart people in your friend circle, create this community of practice, start learning from each other and helping each other, the way you will be successful is something which you can't even imagine. I will also recommend some important magazines to all of you. The Economist magazine is a highly recommended magazine. The Economist magazine's beauty is it has one page dedicated to every country. So if you read the magazine every week it comes, you will be able to get data from all the countries in one shot. You don't have to actually go and search one country. Every country one page will be there in Economist magazine. Please start reading this newspaper called Live Mint. I think there is an app also, so you can use Live Mint, Wall Street Journal, Economist, New York Times. I also want people to read blogs. Start reading blogs and then writing blogs. Once you read a blog, then you'll be inspired to write a blog. So some of the important blogs which I would like to mention is a blog by Seth Godin, Seth space Godin. Another important blog is Farnham Street. Now the new ways of learning, I think I've told some of the students back, is through the form of sketch notes. So please, sketch notes are nothing but cartoon diagrams drawn. Instead of making a 50 slide PPT, it will all be done in the form of a small cartoon diagram. If you want to check out what a good sketch note is, check this guy called Tanmay Vora, Tanmay space Vora. Tanmay Vora is the guy whom I'm recommending. His website is called qaspire.com. qaspire.com. He has a variety of sketch notes and a beautifully written blog. I also recommend this person called Devdutt Patnaik. Many of his concepts are in the form of mythology. The mythological concepts and leadership concepts and management concepts are explained. For engineering, NPTEL is one big resource. The SWAYAM and NPTEL. I'm sure all of you are aware of it. Also check out MIT OpenCourseWare, where the Massachusetts Institute is actually doing this for all the people in the world, and it's considered globally #1 engineering college in the world. So the ability to go and scan data, collect data on your own is what's going to become the big difference. Now also one interesting website which came to my mind is called Harappa Education. Please check out the website Harappa Education, and they are also having a Harappa Education YouTube channel and a podcast called The Habit Hour. Very good podcast as well as a YouTube channel started by Pramath Raj Sinha, who was the founder of the #1 business school in India, the private business school called Indian School of Business in Hyderabad. He was an IITian, and he also has done his job in McKinsey Consulting. Make a list of the top consulting firms like McKinsey, BCG, Bain. Start following them online. Start reading their reports. That's when you will start thinking like a leader and a CEO. Once you think like that, then your interviews and your summer interns and your final year job will be pretty easy to crack. Otherwise, you will have to break your head on many other aspects of life to just overcome the lower management and come to a middle management level. By cracking into a good company through good performance, you can avoid at least 5 to 10 years of struggle and directly get into a high paying job by avoiding a lot of office politics and stuff. I also recommend knowledge at Wharton. Wharton is considered one of the top 3 business schools in the world. Wharton, Wharton. Knowledge at Wharton is one YouTube channel where there are amazing videos. You can also check out the YouTube videos of the university called INSEAD, INSEAD. And another strongly recommended YouTube channel is called View from the Top by Graduate School of Business, Stanford. View from the Top. They have listed at least 135 CEO interviews, 135 Fortune 500 CEO interviews. One more YouTube channel which personality who comes to my mind for good quality content is a person called Tom Bilyeu. TOM space BILYEU. So I want you to follow that guy also. As far as the massively open online courses are concerned, the top websites which come to my mind are Udemy. You can do a lot of courses and get yourself self-certified through Udemy, UDEMY. Then there is Skillsoft. Then there is Coursera. Then there is Unacademy. There is Upgrad, Degreed. Lot of these websites. I'll repeat the list. Udemy, Skillsoft, Coursera, Unacademy, Upgrad. These are all very, very good websites for self-certifications and online certifications. Having covered a lot of things now, I would like to finally come to one very, very last and final important way of acquiring knowledge is in the form of Twitter. In Twitter, I strongly recommend you to follow some of the people whom I'm going to mention. The beauty of Twitter is there is a new concept called threading in Twitter. So instead of writing a big blog, people write top 10 ways to get rich, top 10 ways to become happy, top 10 ways to overcome a conflict, and they will write it in form of 10 tweets. It's called a Twitter thread. Twitter threads are getting very popular in the world and very good ways of acquiring knowledge. So I request you to follow people like Naval Ravikant. There is one guy called D. Muthukumar. D. Muthukumar is basically a guy who gives finance advice. If you want to invest in stock exchange, fantastic advice he gives. Please follow that guy. There is Orange Book in Twitter. You can just type Orange Book in Twitter and you will find the handle. Then there is start following Farnham Street in Twitter. There is also a very interesting service called Podcast Notes. Podcast Notes are nothing but people who don't want to listen to podcasts and feel even listening to a half an hour podcast is a waste of time. They actually have a person who will write the summary of a podcast and post it up in this website called Podcast Notes. So I recommend all of you to even go and check this Podcast Notes on the website as well as on Twitter. There is this person called Shane Parrish. You can follow on Twitter. Shane, SHANE space PARRISH, Parrish. Then there are people like Nicholas Nassim Taleb. You can follow every book author, every politician. You can follow every foreign minister. You can get global knowledge by what they are tweeting. You can follow all the UN agencies like World Health Organization, UNICEF. You can follow Bill Gates. You can follow the past presidents. By using Twitter, it's like in Pimpri Chinchwad College, you are having 50 people in one class or 40 people in one class. This Twitter will make you feel like 40 people, all your batchmates are Bill Gates, Elon Musk. You can surround yourself with batchmates like that if you clearly use Twitter in the right way. So this is what I want to say. Before I end my conversation, I wanted to say that for actually effective way of learning, you need to have an intrinsic desire to learn. Don't compare yourself with others. Even if some of your friend in school is more successful than you, don't be jealous of him. It's okay. Life is like a snake and ladder game. Sometimes you go up, sometimes you fall down. But the beauty is you continue to play the game. And focus on the first principles. Focus on the basics. Focus on the foundational habits. Those habits will really help you get to places. Don't see, as they say, a beggar is never jealous of the millionaire. A beggar is always jealous of the more successful beggar. So please don't compare yourself with people who are slightly better than you. Look at yourself. At your age, people like Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg achieved much bigger things. Compare yourself with people who have really achieved a lot. Then set that as a benchmark. Compare yourself with your previous performance. And if you stop comparing yourself, you will actually have a mental peace of mind and also be able to think on a more higher order level. At the same time, please be having the willingness to fail. Most of the Indians are not achieving their potential because they are very, our general society and culture does not encourage failure. We always are worried about failure. My strong take is, be willing to take small risks, meaningful risks which are impactful if they are a success, and be willing to fail. Your willingness to fail will give you the ability to succeed. So please make small experiments, try new things, make mistakes. At every mistake you will know that, okay, this is not what I should be doing. This is the first time I am doing a Facebook live. I might make some mistakes, but after reviewing this, I will make a better Facebook live next time. That doesn't mean that I will not stop. I will not experiment. Most problematic thought process in our Indian society is that we are like not at all okay with failure. Please try new things. If you don't know a skill, please try it. If you don't know public speaking, take a camera, record and play it out. No problem. You find out from your mistakes, iteratively improve. Also spend time reflecting on what your life should be. Write a 5-year goal, write a short-term goal, medium-term goal and a long-term goal. Find out what you should be doing 5 years down the line and then start working backwards, as how Amazon does it. They commit you a delivery date and work backwards. That's called backward calculation, and you need to do exactly that in your life. But for setting that 5-year goal, you need the help of mentors, teachers, your seniors. Feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to reach out to all your teachers. Feel free to write an email. Feel free to message people. Always learn from others. Share generously. As Gautam Buddha says, knowledge is like lighting a candle. If you are using a candle and light another candle, your candle will not get switched off. The other candle will start glowing. So same way, if you share knowledge, you are going to be useful and relevant for others. It's a form of networking also. You'll create a personal brand, have the desire to learn, and also unlearn a lot of old habits. See, now I have to unlearn. I am now used to generally talking to 50 or 60 people in a classroom by seeing their body language and verbal gestures, non-verbal gestures. Now I'm talking to a screen on my mobile. I don't know where you people are even sitting, sleeping, or even concentrating to my talk. But I have to get to learn to this new skill. Otherwise, I will become irrelevant. Same way, you need to find out what are the practices you need to unlearn and start learning. You also need to do a collaborative problem solving. And as I keep saying, use this journal. Please reflect on your daily habits. See the trend. Even if you pick up the call and every day at 9 o'clock you start chit-chatting with your friend and gossiping for 1 hour, write it in the journal that I wasted 1 hour chit-chatting with my friend. If you do this for 30 days and when you look the journal book, you will start seeing patterns as to where you are wasting time. And everybody, my friend, has only 86,400 seconds in a day. Even you have, I have, all of us have to achieve a lot in our life. Time is very short. As I said, probably less than 3 lakh hours is left before we move away from this world. And with all this uncertainty, those 3 lakh hours are going to be even more challenging. I wish all of you good luck and follow all these resources which I told. Maybe if you have not noted it down, you can play this video once again and slowly note down all the resources I told. And even write to Ketan or me to find out more resources. Together we will grow and achieve and make it a big successful institution, and I am sure we are all capable of doing much more than what we are currently doing. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ketan, and all the best. Do you want any question answers or shall we close? You want to type out any questions? Any particular questions you want to type before we close? Okay. Nobody seems to be interested, huh? Or are you all bored? Okay, then maybe you can type it out in the forum. We'll answer back whatever questions you have. Thank you very much. Bye. Good luck. All the best.